Hello my friends, I'm the Canadian Min-Maxer, and today we are jumping into the wonderful, the beautiful, and the Canadian-made game, Child of Light. Today we're going to talk about the skills and spells with the highest damage in the game. This is for all of you who want to stop playing Child of Light and start playing Grown-Ass Woman of Light. Just a disclaimer that in some videos I use the word best subjectively. However, this particular ranking of best skills, spells, and characters in terms of damage is based on cold hard data mined under the following conditions. First, all characters are around the same level. Second, no Stardust were used, so all character stats are base. And third, the same monster with relatively similar physical and magical resistances were used for all the tests. Without further ado, let's see which of the Child of Light characters can dish out the most damage, and which ones should be warming your benches. Starting at number 8, we get Rubella. Rubella starts off really strong, making you think she's going to be a beast endgame, right? Wrong. Her stats don't improve much, and her tumble isn't that great despite its speed. Her highest damaging tumble skill has a 6.8 damage coefficient, and becomes 8.64 once you factor in her insane speed. At number 7, we get Jen? I feel like this is one of those GIF things, so I'm not even gonna go there. Gen is lauded as one of the most broken characters in the game because of her guaranteed paralysis spell, but clearly that was balanced out when the developers made her hit with the power of a fairy fart. Her strongest attack, Slow Strike, has a damage coefficient of 7.14, and with her speed added, it becomes 8.93. At number 6, we get Rubella's brother, Tristus, who, despite his looks and talk, doesn't clown around as much as his sister. See what I did there? His stats make him surpass Rubella pretty quickly, but he is overshadowed in terms of damage by others quickly, with his tumble skill ringing in a damage coefficient of 7.25, increasing up to 9.06 when you factor in his speed. For number 5, we have one of my favorite, and also one of the most absolute units of a buffer and debuffer in the game, Nora. Despite her Petrify attack only having a damage coefficient of 9.59, which goes up to 12.28 when you include her speed, I would argue that her attack is one of the most potent in the game, as it also has a whopping 40% chance of paralyzing enemies. I heard a lot of people pish-poshing her as she isn't around for the whole game, but she's around for over 50% of the game, so when you got her, use her. At number 4, we get the Child of Light herself, Aurora. For this test, we used her highest damaging spell, Light Ray, which put her at a damage coefficient of 10.12, going up to 12.55 when you factor in her speed. She could arguably be placed at number 2 or number 3 because of the fact that her Light Ray has a 10% insta-death potential that procs more often than you would think. In addition to this, if she hits an enemy weak to light, which there are quite a few of, she gets an additional 33% bonus damage. At number 3, we have Robert, the mustachioed mouse who, like many of us, can't seem to find a way to escape the friend zone to score with the girl of his dreams, who is so shallow and bitchy that she won't even look his way unless he drives a fancy car and won't return his calls! So his damage coefficient with his shoot arrow is 10.31, which goes all the way up to 13.4 when you include his huge speed. For number 2, we have the absolute unit of a physical attacker, Oingus? However you pronounce his name. He is a beast who can carry and tank the team from the moment you get him until the end of the game. His Katakita Cleave does massive damage, but his overall damage, with a coefficient of 11.18, and despite his slow-ass speed, he still clocks in at a whopping 13.64. However, what makes him an absolute unit is his passive, Kiss of Death, which gives him a 20% chance of insta-killing things, which means you can just leave him in the party and each battle, he will wipe the battlefield like a boss. Before we get to number 1, I'd like to ask that if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and pound that bell, and leave me some comments for what games you'd like to see me do in the future. Without further ado, let's find out who rocks the socks off of everyone in Child of Light. Finally, at number 1, we have Finn, the 13-year-old rocking a sweet beard. Little known fact, all of his power comes from his beard. Just kidding, or am I? In any case, Finn pretty much breaks the game as, unlike physical attackers who need oculi for elements, he has the elements and max attack power built right into his attacks. And, unlike physical attackers, he can change attack elements mid-battle. His base attack coefficient, just the base, is already a massive 13.84, but he even has a high attack speed. God, he is broken! Which brings it up to a whopping 20.78, more than double some of the other characters. Now, factor in the fact that he can get a 33% bonus damage from abusing elemental weaknesses, and double that for each crit, and this guy is the Thanos of the Child of Light universe. So that's it for this video.
No, but wait! There's another DLC character! Why didn't you include him?
Why, thank you for asking. Well, that character's DLC includes no new areas, costs an extra toonie, I'm cheap, I'm Canadian, and maple syrup. There you go. Alright, once again, I'm the Canadian Min-Maxer, and it's about time to go. Have a nice day, eh?